Evening America. You're watching Real Talk. I'm your host, Stitch, and this is my special guest, Lou.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
As you know, Lou's the producer of the show. He usually sits over there, but we had a good topic to discuss tonight, so I wanted somebody sitting over here with me that we could kick this around a little bit. Everybody knows by now that John Boehner, or Boner as I call him, resigned.
What a tearful...
Yeah, what a tearjerker that was.
It was, yeah.
And that's another thing. What up with them tears?
I gotta be honest, at first, sitting there, watching it, I seen him, back there pull his thing out, and he's wiping
Didn't
his
he do
nose.
that one time before?
Uh-huh, mm-hmm. So I'm figuring, okay, he's really emotional about this speech from the... But then you watch him.
I think he was having menopause.
Menopause, yeah. No.
I don't know about menopause, but no.
Yeah.
I think it was time to pull this string.
Right? Yeah.
But, I've never been a fan of John Boehner. I'm going to keep saying it that way. I just like it better. John Boehner. Never been a fan, but that was...
Big boner he is.
Yeah, big orange boner.
Yeah.
Big orange painted boner. But that was the most real moment I think I've ever seen out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you read the articles afterwards, did you read those?
Yeah.
His own party was just chomping at the bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're tearing each other apart, and there was 30 of them that were ready to vote no confidence in John Boehner.
Yeah.
And shut down the fucking government again.
Jumping ship,
Now,
ready to... Yeah.
Didn't we do this once before?
Benedict Arnold his ass.
Yeah. His own party members stabbed him in the freaking back. It wasn't Democrats. It wasn't Obama.
It's not just us they fuck.
It was
Pardon my French.
It was the fucking Tea Party.
Yeah.
It was the same retards that shut down the government the last time.
Right.
Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz,
all looking to instantly, go to the Constitution and read and say, well, what does it say when this happens? What do we do? Oh, we vote him out. We get him out. He's incompetent.
Yes, and just like the last time, their excuse when they shut down the government was, well, we didn't know it could really happen.
Yeah, come on.
Now, they're waiting to see how many things they can make happen. What is that? Do they represent the new Republican Party? Is that Tea Party what the GOP is now going to stand for? Because they're kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing conservative about the shit that they're doing, is there?
It's like a Gestapo crew. I'll be honest with you. Those guys are. That's
our way or the freaking highway.
Right. That's the poster child for New World Order right there.
Yeah. To me, you got Ted Cruz thumping the Bible every chance he gets, but he's thumping the capitalist Bible over with the other hand.
Right.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah. What do you think
the only thing I can see, I don't really know what their agenda is. Do you, the Tea Party?
No, and I was just going to ask you, what do you think the agenda is of the Tea Party?
I don't know. They're
where they're looking to go.
They're our ISIS, I think. Yeah, really.
Right, they're our American ISIS.
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I'm worried about those guys.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio is one. Let's start with him. Because he's here in Florida and we get to read about him all the time.
Rubio.
Yeah, he's been in perpetual campaign mode since senior year in high school, when he became class president.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a damn thing in the Senate. He's missed over 80% of the votes because he's been out campaigning for other people, and now he's back campaigning for himself again. When is he going to do the senator job that we elected him to do?
Nah, I don't see that happening.
The only thing he's done in his career as a senator was to put his name to a bill. I think I mentioned this in another show.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Put his name on a bill, an immigration bill that he later voted against.
Title and empowerment and money.
Yeah, he did his thing. He got his name on a bill. He's in the books.
Yeah.
Checklist.
It's what he wanted to do. Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if it passed or not. I wrote a bill. I co-wrote a bill.
Right.
Off my checklist.
There's a lot of people in those positions I've noticed lately since I started doing the show with you that are just, oh yeah, I'll co-write that with you. And if anybody's seen the movie Eddie Murphy when he gets into Senate.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious, and it's true though.
It is
it's so freaking close to true.
It is a good deal, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want like the book, Politics for Idiots, well, that's the movie. That'll pretty much give you an idea what it's about.
Yeah, it's incredible, and the only thing I agree with the Tea Party on so far is that what's going on in Washington has to change, and that the old guard does need to go.
Right. Including the Tea Party.
Including the Tea Party. So
they're all right on something.
Yeah, I think we'd be better off with some of these immigrants that want to work.
Yeah.
To be senators, you know what I mean?
It's true.
We could get some of these
for less money.
I'm not talking about the illegal immigrants.
They do it for less money.
Right. I'm talking about you get these guys that have come over legally and got their citizenship, raised the flag, and woohoo, I'm an American.
Yep.
Let them represent.
Yep. I met a very proud Muslim yesterday, but he was proud to be an American citizen.
Yes, and they're out there.
Oh my God.
Yep. This place is the melting pot. We're supposed to be accepting of all cultures, all races, and Charlie the racist plumber didn't agree with that, but
Charlie the racist
plumber, there's good Muslims out there, and
yes, there are.
I watched one on TV.
This man in particular, he works at a hospital, a local hospital, and he's a red-blooded American guy, and I mean, he just wanted to come here and make a good life for his family. I sat there and talked to him for 20 minutes.
Right.
Let's face it, I was working with T-Mobile for 7 hours yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. That was a good experience.
Show.
Right. We're going to do a piece on that.
Oh my God.
Save that one for the rant.
Man.
Right. But I watched that young girl from Pakistan that won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
The girl that got shot in the head by the Taliban.
Yeah.
What an amazing story she had.
Excuse me.
But back to John Boner and the Pope. I thought it was quite fitting that he broke down during the Pope's speech. Being such a devout Catholic, supposedly, the
like I said,
Christian conservative that I haven't seen.
That's why I thought he was crying. He was so moved
by it. That's my opinion.
By it, all right.
Well, my opinion was that when he saw this truly Christian
the real
individual, the real deal, standing right in front of him. Now, I've never been a big Pope fan because I grew up a Protestant, not a Catholic, and so I didn't. I never read the Book of Catholicisms,
right?
And none of that shit. None of the Book of Mormons or any of that.
The only reason
straight
I read
up New Testament type.
Yeah, I read it because I had time
Looked
on my
into it.
hands and had just nothing better to do.
Oh, didn't you go to the Catholic schools?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pretty much had to read that stuff.
Yeah.
But
in the 70s, no less.
Right. Yeah, back when they could really hit you.
Yeah.
They didn't care about breaking a ruler over your knuckles or whatever they broke it over. But I thought that he kind of felt he needed to redeem himself.
I was just going to ask you, what's your interpretation of all
this? As a person who believes in God, as he supposedly does, I felt that he saw this man and said, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
So you think he's seen do you think he's seen like the light and it's just like, not, the light, no. I mean like he he realized his own, I guess the word would be Christianity, was nothing compared to this man, and I guess he realized.
Yeah, his walk was nowhere near as
Right.
clean as this man, and did he want to continue that walk, you know?
Wow.
Because right now, he like I said, they were chomping at his bits, and that was his breaking point, you know?
Yeah.
He got this guy in front of him that would have at any time turned around and washed his fucking feet, right? I'm surprised he didn't, you know? I mean, he did wash people's feet out on the street, and he turned down the dinner at the lunch at the White House to go have lunch with the homeless.
Oh, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
reading about that on the internet
Right.
and things of that nature.
But I just thought that, you know, for years I've been wanting to see John Boner go, and
No better way.
I didn't see this coming at all,
I don't think anybody did.
right?
Oh,
And then all of a sudden here is
I don't think he's seen it coming.
the pontiff shows up, and he has a breakdown, you know, emotionally, whatever it was that drove him. You know, what he said in the paper today, it was the division in the GOP,
Yeah.
and that he didn't want to see his party go through having to oust him.
Let's face it. I mean, if any man is going to humble you, I don't care who you are.
And that is it. I guess
He
that is
is
the
the
best
man.
way to say it. He humbled John Boner. Pope Francis definitely humbled
I
John
would be
Boner
humbled by
today.
him.
Oh, who wouldn't be?
Yes.
If you're not,
Something
You're-
wrong with you.
you're Dick Scott.
Yeah. True.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Rick the Dick Scott, he's humbled by no man.
No man humbles Rick
No.
Dick.
Pam the Spoon
Incredible.
Bondi either, I don't think.
There's a whole list.
I'm sure that when the Pope leaves, Pam Bondi will find a reason to take something he said at the Supreme Court.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah. He's had he's had to say something controversial, like, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
True. I love the way that just the security detail is having trouble keeping up with this man, because he'll be just driving down the road and stop. Stop!
Yeah.
Start yelling at the driver in the motorcade and just get out.
Right. I want to get out and talk to these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, no other pope has ever done
No.
anything this man's
The
done.
last popes, they had the big glass, bulletproof bullshit
Yeah,
around.
you don't want it.
But you know why? They were both accused of being ex-Nazi war criminals, anyways. That went back to Pope John Paul III, I think it was.
I don't know much about it, buddy.
The one before Benedict, and then Benedict Arnold there, Pope Benedict
Benedict
Arnold.
What a name.
He's another one that was, you know, supposedly had a shady past.
What a name.
Yeah, right? And he picked it, too. Yeah,
Oh, what an
yeah.
idiot.
Right? But like I said, I never thought anything about the Pope or the Pontiff or whatever you want to call him, because it was a Catholic thing. And all my life, it's been a Catholic Pope.
Right.
And this is the first non-Catholic Pope I've ever seen. I didn't know it was
Really?
possible.
That I didn't know. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible
Hmm.
for a non-Catholic to be a Pope.
Wow, interesting. Well, I guess in that position they would have to accept all religions, because
Yeah, well, see, growing up as like I say, a protest and a Protestant, you know, we were taught that we divided from the church. So, okay, you know, we don't
so we're
believe
not
in
going to
any-
church.
Yeah, we don't believe in anything Catholic.
Yeah.
Whatever you Catholics are doing over there,
It's bullshit.
I mean, doing it over here. You know.
Listen, I gotta tell you, the Catholics gotta be doing something right, because the money that goes through there is just
To
disgusting.
me, that's one of the things they're doing wrong. The money that's going through there is disgusting, and it
Disgusting.
should be going to help the homeless.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's money that's supposed to be going to orphanages, and no, it's
So
not the way
now,
God intended it.
what do you think the chances
I've
are?
read the damn
of-
book. That's
Yeah,
the problem,
right,
you
yeah.
know.
What do you think the chances of this Pope changing things like that?
Oh, he's already doing it.
Really?
Yeah. How long it will last, I think, depends on how long he lasts.
Until they poison him.
Yeah, I mean, how big an impact can he make before he dies, or
And he doesn't seem like
it is
he's
a
that
total
old
turnaround.
like
No,
all
he's
the
in
other
pretty
ones.
good health. Yeah,
that's-
he's in pretty
that's
good
the
health.
thing, yeah,
So I've got a lot of respect for this guy.
yeah.
And I don't care if you believe in God or you don't. This guy is a hoot.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be humbled by this man, by the things
Yeah.
he does. Because, all right, so and like you just said, if you don't believe in God, if you do believe in God, whatever the case may be, the Pope is the Pope. It's a big deal, no matter what you believe.
Right.
And just to be the way he is, it's just
It is
it's
amazing.
never been done. I mean,
No.
he's doing things that have never been done before in his position.
Right.
And it's just
Absolutely.
amazing.
He instead of being above all,
Yeah.
which is
He's equal.
Which
He's
is
equal.
yes,
Right.
In my opinion, that is a totally Catholic thing.
Right.
That the Pope is above all, and that the Protestant religions. I grew up Lutheran, but I had a friend that was Baptist, and I've been to masses of all different kinds.
I've been to a few different kinds.
Yeah, I've been to the Episcopalian, I think it is, where they dance around and sing.
No,
all
I've
the
never
time.
been anything
No,
like
I'm
that,
sorry.
yeah.
Episcopalian is the tongue rattlers.
Oh my God.
That drove me nuts. 'Cause I could go on for hours about what drives me nuts about these different religions. The tongue rattlers, for instance, it says in the book that ye shall speak in tongues. What they meant was when the disciples went to France, they'd speak French. When they went to Germany, they'd speak German. They don't mean you're going to rattle
Make up your own
tongue.
shit.
Right behind that, it says if there's nobody in the room that can interpret the tongues, then do not speak in the tongues so as not to confuse
Offend or confuse.
the congregation. And yet they still speak Latin in the Catholic Church, and I don't fucking speak Latin.
Yeah.
And nobody tells me what that man said. Nobody interpreted that shit.
Is that all they speak? I thought it was Italian.
Depends on what church, I imagine. Some of them it's Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
You got
sure.
you got Latino, Mexican
Yeah.
Catholics. They're deep in the Catholic religion. The Puerto Ricans are deep in the Catholic.
Polish.
And
They
then
would
the
speak.
Irish, the Polish,
Yeah, yeah. True. True. Very true. I guess depends on what state you're in.
Yes.
Amazing situation that's going on. Now what we need is somebody in politics, like the Pope.
Well, I was just thinking that if it wasn't for the separation of church and state, I'd vote for this guy for president. You know what I'm saying?
Why, he can't run for president?
I think you'd have to give up the popedom. You know what I mean? Because you can't have that cross.
Man.
You can't have that cross
You
in
can't
the Oval
have that
Office.
cross in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Du-dup-dup.
So,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, and I think that's good though, because that would really suck for Muslims or Buddhists or anybody else if the Pope was running the country.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We wouldn't be.
There's a town in Maryland or Delaware that was built back in, way back in the day. And just to show, for an example, and it was on a show called Aerial America that I watch on TV. And it shows that they built the first and only church on one side of the town, and the government and the state building all the way on the other side of town to show
the separation. Oh,
of
that's cool.
state and church. Yeah.
I like that.
It
No,
was
that's
pretty
neat.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, but the Pope is doing a lot of cool things. Not only, like I said, he skipped the lunch there, but just the fact that he went in front of Congress. It's the first time a Pope's been in front of Congress.
Yeah. I actually watched that.
I think we can thank Boner for that. He's probably the one that invited him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It would have
We'll
to
have to
be the
look into
speaker,
that,
I would
yeah.
think, that would have to invite him.
Yeah.
Unless he invited himself.
Which, I mean, I didn't think that he was ever going to talk because they applauded and applauded and applauded, and he said 2 words and they applauded and applauded. Oh my God.
But the stance that he took on homosexuals
Mm-hmm.
was awesome.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I got to be honest. I TiVo.
I'm not talking about just in this speech.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in general, the
Gotcha.
things that he's done since he's been the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
his stance on gays, that who am I to judge?
Mm-hmm.
You know, God's going to be the one to judge you when you get up there. It's not my job.
I'm just a messenger.
I'm a messenger. I'm here to love you and spread the love and
Very interesting.
the faith and the forgiveness and wash your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
How's your feet? I'm the Pope.
And the Pope, come here, let me see
Yeah.
them. Let me see them footsies.
Yeah, ooh, you got a bunion.
That's funny. Oh my God, could you imagine sitting there and having your feet washed by
Yeah.
the Pope?
Right? Huh.
You'd never you'd be like those crazy people saying, I can
Yeah.
never wash my feet again.
And you were talking earlier about all the money that goes through the Catholic
Mhm.
Church.
He turned it down, right?
This guy wouldn't have, he turned down all the gold trappings and, you know, he went with the simplest garb they would allow him to go with.
Right, yeah.
Refused the big hat.
That's right, yeah. With all the
With a
jewels
smaller
on
hat,
it and
yeah.
everything like that. The big gold staff and the this
Yeah.
and that. See, now, they should take all of that and just, like you said, you know,
That
donate it to the,
yeah.
to the poor or whatever.
I read the whole new, you know, I didn't read all of the Old Testament. I read at least half of it. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Kings, Psalms. Seems to me a couple other ones there in the Old Testament, but I've read the entire New Testament multiple times, know it backwards and forwards, and it says in there that, well, first of all, in Genesis, I'm pretty sure it was, where they said all priests shall be Aaron's descendants. They should be sons of Aaron and Aaron's sons and their sons after that. Because Aaron did the speaking for Moses because Moses had a speech impediment.
Okay.
So right from the get-go, the Catholics got it wrong because they're supposed to be married and reproduce so their sons can be priests, and it's all supposed to be descendants of Aaron.
Ah,
So if you are abstinent, how can the descendants of Aaron continue on? Now, this is one,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
this is the big deal that they're having over there with ISIS and the Muslims is over who is the true caliph, the true descendant of
Allah, God, or whatever, right? Whoever
the guy who
big
wrote the
cheese is.
Quran.
Whoever the big cheese is over
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah. I want to know something. Do they share
got the biggest
airspace
toe.
up there? I mean, you know, they got their own boundaries up there. That's what I want to know. Like,
What do you mean, the gods?
Muslim God, Catholic God, Jewish God, this God, that. I mean, you know, good
Well,
question, right?
The
Is that
way,
right?
with the exception, I don't know anything about the Buddhist religion
about the
and
Buddhists.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. But with the exception of them, we all believe in the same God, but it's different prophets.
Gotcha.
The deliverer of the message is different.
Right.
So we all have supposedly, no matter what we call them, it's God. It's the one,
Mhm.
you know.
The one supreme
The one supreme.
being,
Oh,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call him. Like,
Right.
I don't even know
The
if
Alpha,
you can
the
say it,
Omega.
right, yeah.
But anyways, he's broken those boundaries and said that we're not going to judge, and if the Catholic Church takes his lead,
We're in for a different world. Once
Yeah.
again, we're in for some serious changes here in this world again.
for the better for once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's vowed to put an end to the rape and abuse of children in the church, and making a more inclusive church.
Yeah.
Like I said, inviting in the gays, and saying that just because you have had a divorce doesn't mean that you can't get into heaven. It doesn't mean you. Yeah, right. Because back in the day, you couldn't get remarried again in the Catholic Church
If you were
if you
divorced.
had been divorced,
I did not know
unless you
that.
could prove that you were cheated on or whatever,
Right.
fit their criteria,
If it
got absolved
fell
of
under
your
what they-
sins,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because Jesus only believes it, and
well, it's kind of like when when our kids were born, because we wanted to have them baptized and all of that, and they said that because we were had children out of wedlock, and we didn't belong to their church, that they wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't baptize your children.
All right, so here's $150. Will you do it now? Absolutely. That's Catholic Church money.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it, but he's iffy.
Yeah.
It's just a ceremony.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of strange things, but I hope it sticks. I really do. I hope nothing mysteriously happens to this man, and I hope the changes that he made go on after him.
Right.
Yeah,
we really need some people, a lot more people to pick up that ball and run with it. You know what I mean?
Can only hope the next one does more.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't see how they could do any less than the previous ones. They really didn't do anything to help their religious cause or the world.
Damage it, if not anything.
Yeah.
And if each pope after this one does one thing different, it'll be more than any other pope has ever done.
Right. Do one thing to leave mankind in a better place than it was when you got here.
Yes.
And I think Francis has already done that.
He's done enough for the last 10, 20 popes, that's for sure. He's definitely making up for
He's made a lot of progress,
Yeah.
Now if we can just do that in our politics, right?
And that goes again back to the separation of state and religion. If only state would follow the example of this guy in religion, but apply it towards state. I don't know if you can, make heads or tails of that, but if you can.
Yeah.
Principles, I guess.
Principles, exactly. You don't go by the Bible, but you do go by the sentiment of the Bible, which is to go through life hurting no other.
And I think you said it to me last night. That is what happened to this Rubio guy here. His principles finally caught up with his morals, and his conscience is all standing over everybody, going, "Man, not good, dude, not good."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Amazing. And like I said, at first I just thought when he pulled his thing out of, the Pope started.
You're talking about Boner.
Boner, yeah.
Not Rubio.
Not Rubio, I'm talking about Boner. Back to that. Yeah, when the Pope first started speaking, I figured, like I said, he was just moved. And he reached in and he grabbed this thing and he's wiping it, and then it kept on going, and then it kept on going, and it's worse, and it was worse.
My mother gets that way whenever she goes to church or there's, reading about the John Boner story, she was moved to tears.
Really?
And she can't stand the guy,
Oh, no shit.
But yeah, it was hilarious.
That's when it's definitely a moving situation.
It is.
Yeah,
and anybody that says nothing happened there, there's nothing spiritual moving that. I don't care, even if you don't believe in God, he does. And he was moved.
Yeah.
He was moved to the point of quitting his freaking job.
Oh my God. And what's going to become of him now? I'm really interested to see that. What direction he goes.
He won't be running for president.
No.
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 Kleenex commercials. The next Puffs guy.
Damn good representative.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Or the company who makes
Northern Quilted.
The company
it's
who
so
makes his kerchief. The company who made his kerchief. They use him as the cover boy, like Clairol or something.
I only use silk.
When I have to cry, I only use Les Not.
Les Not. It doesn't break off my orange tan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you should be heading back soon on the road, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get going back to Michigan for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. That's gonna be
It's going to be
quite a trip.
a long trip, yeah. My oldest son's baby has Down syndrome. It's a genetic disorder. It's a chromosome situation. He's got an extra chromosome 21, and that causes a problem with the development. So, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. So far, anyways. His heart and all of his organs are in good shape.
Everything's healthy.
So he seems to have a healthy body and just this little wild chromosome. So hopefully he's going to have a pretty normal life. And
I was just going to say, he could still live a very productive life.
Very productive life.
I have two cousins who have very severe Down syndrome. They have to be, they're in their probably 60s now, and they still have to be treated like children. And then I have my cousin John, who is very, very mild Down syndrome that you would never know it if you didn't know it, and has lived a very normal life.
Right.
So, yeah, I hope everything works out with that. And he's cute as button, I mean, I gotta tell you.
Isn't he?
Really
Yeah.
cute kid.
Yeah, he's got a perfect little face.
He does. He
So
really
cute.
does. That's
Not
what's
a
really,
blemish on his
you
skin.
don't see it, and that's what I think. I don't think it's going to be too bad because you really don't see it.
Yeah.
You usually see it right away.
It'll be whatever it is, and
That's right.
he's not everybody was born to be president. Some people are just here to spread love.
That's
and
it.
If that's his lot in life, then he's going to get all the love he can get. And it won't hinder his abundance to love. That's for sure. You know what I mean? He's still going to be
to get the love in abundance.
Yeah.
You know.
If there's things in his life like driving a car or something that he doesn't do, so what? As long as he can find his happy spot, it's all that matters.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said,
could be worse.
Yes.
Could be worse.
We spoke about that. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse, and we won't even delve into any of that. But
And in case anybody's wondering, you look it up. It is a genetic disorder. There's nothing that can be done about it. My son and his wife are two of the healthiest people I know. Non-smokers that go to the gym. They live good, clean lifestyles, and
it happens.
Blindsided them.
Yeah.
They were the two that did everything the right way, planned everything every step of the way. They dated for 3 years, then they've been married for 5 years, and they decided to have the child, and it
That
didn't
just
work
makes
out.
it
And it
maybe
makes
even
you
more
wonder,
special, though.
oh, it does, but as a parent, your first thought is, why me? Why did this happen to my child? You know what I mean? There's a lot of remorse and pain that, as a parent, you go through. The kid's going to be all right. I'm not worried about the kid so much right now as I am the parents.
And that's one of those situations where I hate it when people say, "Oh, I understand what you're going through." No, you don't, unless you're going through it.
Right.
You don't.
And
I appreciate the
like
sympathy.
you say, we have yet to see what going through
sure.
is really going to be. You know what I mean?
Could be nothing.
Right.
Could be nothing.
Right. And as long as there's no congenital heart failure, and
Right. Which as of now, you said
right,
everything looks
everything
like
is good. He's got a couple gallstones.
That's
But that's
like
not a
bull.
big deal.
Yeah.
No deformation or anything like that. So the kid's going to be healthy.
Beautiful.
Can grow to be 60 years old or even older by the time he gets up there with the way medications are working. It's come a long way. They used to only live to be 35 years
Right.
old.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that look at the Kid Corky that was the actor on that show for so long.
Yeah.
He's living a nice.
He's got to be
nice life.
He's got to be 55, 60 years old.
Yeah, he's
at
up
least.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
he's,
least.
he's my age at least.
And the kid functioned, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and it's that look. It was, you know,
And
just that look.
he didn't just function, he highly functioned.
Yeah.
You know, he either had to memorize or read those lines.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And
act.
And act.
Which he did.
He did,
for a lot of years. So yeah, just you know, it's not even, you can't even say that it's a shame, because it's not. It's just something that happens in life that you embrace.
Right.
And
exactly.
If anything, it'll make them a better and stronger couple.
Yeah, it's not so much that he's disabled as, you know, differently abled, less abled.
Enabled.
You know.
Kid could be a genius.
Yeah, he's just going to be, you know, he's going to run a different path. That's all.
You never know. Never know. I mean, like I said, my cousin works for the town of Islip and drives a tow truck, and you know, he's ran. You know, he's a normal person. You can't tell that my cousin John has slightly Down syndrome. You can't tell whatsoever.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we'll see how lucky we get. Like you said, he looks really good. It was hard to believe, but you know, we'll take it in stride. We're gonna go up there, see the kids, stay with them for a couple weeks, make sure that they've soaked it all in and have their plan. And then I'll be back.
Yeah, and then we'll keep going with Real Talk TV. I'm gonna try and probably just run some reruns if we run out of episodes to do. I'll do a few myself. You know, we'll do what we can. We'll keep going for
you know, hopefully this time when I get out there, they'll have a cable connection. So
right. Yeah.
I can always send some video footage back.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I think I said in the previous show, I'd like to get some footage of my kids. They're good interviews.
That would actually be
I can get them
pretty
to
good.
do it.
Yeah.
You know, you got one guy that did 9 years in the Navy. My daughter's an EMT. My son, older son, probably won't want to do it right now, but when things settle down, he worked his way through Little Caesars, and you know, we did a lot on earlier episodes about people trying to live off of those kind of jobs, minimum wage jobs, and he did it, and then became a manager, and worked his way up through that end of the chain, and then got a lucky break and went to Quicken Loans, where he is now as happy as a clam.
Excellent, good for him.
You know, but he could tell us a lot about those years in Little Caesars and working his way up that ladder and what it's really like, and you know, could he have made it if he didn't have his mom's house to live in, and you know, all those important questions that we were discussing when we were talking about minimum wage and
some unanswered ones. Yeah, definitely.
Get some of that out of there. But yeah, they're all good interviews.
That's cool.
You know, both of my sons' wives both work too. They have good jobs and would be good to talk to. One's a certified nursing assistant, phlebotomist at Beaumont Hospital, and I'm not sure what Jess is doing now. She was a school teacher, and then she went to work as an administrator of Kelly Girl, which is a part-time secretary placement.
Right. Yeah.
And then she left there for an even better job, and she's doing well for herself.
Well, then that's good, because then you'll have plenty of stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
And you know, they've got a great support group. They've got some really terrific friends up there, and of course, the majority of the family is up there. You know, my side. Yeah. My side of the family is all up there. My brother's
you had
side
mentioned last week that we had some problems getting the show up while you were gone last time, and while I'm here and I'm sitting here, I want to apologize. I found out that I have a spur in my neck, and I'm actually sitting in a comfortable position. That's why I'm able to function. And I'm highly medicated.
Cripples here.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because you know, this is all new to me. Anybody that knows me, I've worked out and tried to stay healthy. I mean, it's, you know, only been recent that I haven't been, but you know, it happens to anybody.
We're gonna have to swap out Uncle Sam for a handicap sticker.
For a little handicap guy, you know what I mean? Real cramped TV.
How about that old guy with the beard?
Yeah,
Cane.
and the cane,
Yeah,
right? I know the one.
the old
The bald
cartoons,
guy,
right.
yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
certainly, yeah. So you know,
Stitch right there.
I was in a position where I just couldn't get in any other position than vertical in my bed, and because it was just that much pain. And then finally I went and I got some meds for it, and it was just a matter of muscle
Did you get an
relaxers.
injection too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what
the one
really
that
helped.
really loosens you up.
That
yeah.
did it instantly.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, but I got a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes that does more damage than good. But in this instance,
You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Yeah. The last time I was locked up, I don't remember. It's been what 6 months now, I think, or more. Since it was right before we started, wasn't it? So
I
it's
think
been
so,
a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
I
quite
was
some
down
time.
for 6 weeks, so you
Wow.
don't remember it. So. I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. I was on a walker. I've got a slip disc in my back,
that's horrible.
sciatic nerve, stenosis, scoliosis, 10 bulging discs, arthritis.
So then you are no
And-
stranger to the pain that I felt. As
Right,
a matter of fact,
exactly.
the pain that I felt was probably the beginning stages of what you felt.
Yeah, yeah. The first time it happened to me, I just dropped to my knees.
Well, that's what happened.
People thought
really,
I had a heart
yeah.
attack.
That's
Yeah.
literally almost what happened. I mean, my legs went out from underneath me. My neck was really, really bad. My shoulders
Yeah,
started
nerve
hurting
damage
me,
is a
and-
bitch.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh.
I've gotten to the point, I don't know if I told you, I lost more weight.
Yes.
I'm down to 135 now. I even sitting here, I'm sitting on for anybody that can't see it, I got a nice butt cushion
Got no ass.
on top of, right, I have no ass. They did an episode of King of the Hill where was talking about getting butt implants so you could sit on
just
the
so you can sit
lawnmower,
on, yeah.
right? That's what I need because I'm sitting on bones and nerves right now, and it's really painful. It took its toll on my trip to Michigan from San Diego. I'll tell you what, that was pure torture. I felt like I was hit by a train by the time I got to Michigan.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm still not recovered from that trip yet, and here we go again.
Well, at least you're flying up and flying back, but
Yeah.
it's just a matter of a 2-hour flight of sitting there, not being able to
Right,
move
you can't move.
whatsoever.
And then,
yes.
with the bag situation, that's
Oh,
never
yeah.
fun. You always got to worry about that.
I'd have fun with that. I'm sorry, but that's a whole nother show.
Well, luckily this time I didn't even think about it until after I was home.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, I wonder if,
man. Damn.
because I was pretty bad there at the end in Michigan. The last day I couldn't even get up off the couch. I was supposed to go see my daughter and my son that day. They finally had some time off. I hadn't got to spend any time with them that week, and I just couldn't get up. I caught a cold or whatever that I caught from the little munchkins, and it did me in the rest of the way. I drained myself totally on the drive. I told you I had insomnia.
Yeah.
I drove all night long, so a couple times, and
Well, like I said,
it was a long week.
you get up there and you spend some time with your family. You do what you got to do. We'll take care of the show as much as we got to take care of down here. When you can, you send us some footage and
Yeah, we'll get something
Yeah.
going up there. I've
Definitely.
got some friends that'll talk.
Yeah.
They're not cowards like those guys in Colorado.
Oh no.
Is that the cops?
I thought that was funny.
Is that
when
the
you told me
cops?
about
Somebody's looking for me.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
That's funny.
That was funny.
I think we're about out of time, buddy. I think
We're about out of time. Well, that's another episode wrapped up with Real Talk. I hope you've enjoyed it. When I come back from Michigan, hopefully I'll get another episode in here before I leave. But if not, when I get back from Michigan, we got a lot of things coming up. First
I'm
of all,
excited.
yeah, we've got the event in November with SBS Events, Sideshow, Sounds by Sideshow.
That's gonna be good.
We're going back to Skinny's. We're going to do a glow and foam rave party.
Which is gonna be fun.
Yeah, never been to one of those. It's going to be exciting for me. You're going to have to get me some new duds, I can tell that. Need some glow. Well, I got some glow in the dark
Yeah.
shirts already. Glow under black light anyway.
Most people
That's
just wear
good enough.
bathing suits.
Yeah, well, not me, buddy.
Well, that's the thing. You're so
But-
white with the black lights,
Right.
you'll glow.
Yeah,
in
I'll
the
glow
dark.
anyways, but yeah, no, I got my embroidery
Yeah, there you go.
that glows under black light.
Nice.
And we're gonna have the glow sticks there for sale, and we're gonna have glow paint. Hopefully, we're gonna have a tattoo guy there
Cool.
doing some glow paint on people.
Nice.
We're gonna have 4 or 5 DJs at 5 if you count Sideshow,
Yeah.
the host. So they're gonna be spinning tunes all night. We're gonna do a show before the party, and then lead right into playing the music from the party live on the radio,
Yeah.
on Spreaker. And
We might also be able to get some video going, some live video, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see how that goes as well.
we'll see how that works out. Definitely gonna have the raffle prizes and giveaways, and gonna have some sponsors there, hopefully giving away stuff, and we're actually also going to have some go-go dancers.
Very nice.
Not
Everybody's got a lot of
strippers.
Go-go dancing.
Not strippers. Go-go dancers.
Difference.
Difference, yes. They wear their clothes, make you, it's old school shit, the old 60s stuff. Put them up in a cage
Yeah.
with the big boots.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think it should be interesting. A
And
lot
the-
more
yeah.
more things on the rise with,
Right.
with Kennedy Studios, Real
Yeah.
Talk TV.
Also, we're getting, we're gonna try and get Kennedy Studios and Real Talk TV into a real studio.
Yep.
The t-shirt guy, I don't know what I'm gonna call myself yet, but Stitch is going back into business.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Getting back to
Looking
doing
forward.
embroidery and vinyl cutting, printing, you name it, I'll be doing it. Hopefully gonna get a screen printing machine and add that to the mix, and we're gonna try and put this
Can
all
teach
under
me how
one
to do
roof, right? We're all gonna work together, and hopefully between us we can make something work out of all the equipment that I have. I've had this equipment for a long time, and been doing this for a long time. My body doesn't want to do it anymore, so if between us we can put together one body, we might be able to get something done. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
as soon
give
as
it a
we
shot.
as soon as we get over there and we get set up, we'll get the cameras around the studio,
Right.
around the shop, and show you around.
Yeah, we'll be the next
Reality.
the Doug guys. What are they?
What are those names? Yeah, those guys. The
Yeah,
the duck call makers.
yeah, we'll be them. Beard for it, right?
You do. It'll take me from now until probably about 25
We'll get
years
you-
from
we'll
now.
buy you one.
We'll have to.
Yeah, we'll get one.
we'll have to. But
Or we'll get you a little Amish hat or something.
there we go. I'll just wear my Yamaha.
Yeah,
I mean Yarmulke.
right.
I
There
gotta
you
tell
go.
you, I'm glad to have you back. It's good to have you back.
Well, hey, it's good to be back. It's nice to be back on the air. It's good to be talking again,
Absolutely.
talking about important stuff. It was a great topic. I love the John Boner topic.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
interesting.
Very interesting. I mean, it's kind of
It's,
shit
it's,
that,
it's actually interesting to see what will come of this. So that's
right. They got some real boobs in line for the job that I've never heard of before, but it'll be interesting to see some kind of change. You know what I mean? I hope a lot more of the old guard goes out, and we get some new blood up in there.
If they went out in the same fashion, then
Yeah.
so be it. So.
Yeah, I just think, whoever gets up in there, they need to get on the same page and start working together. One of the things they were upset with him about was that he was too willing to work with Democrats.
Mhm.
Well, damn it, you're gonna have to be willing to work with them to some
Somebody's
extent.
somebody's got to be the one to break the boundaries.
Right.
So
Yeah,
absolutely.
you're not gonna win everything on a super majority, so,
Definitely not.
forget about it.
So
But yeah, it was good to be back. It was great, good show.
absolutely.
And I look forward to seeing you next week. And till then, this is Stitch, Lou, and Real Talk TV. We'll see you next week.